You're listening to the Health and Happiness Podcast with Travis Kemper and
Lauren Maxwell. Each episode, we share easy to implement strategies to improve your health, happiness, and overall quality of life.
When I was your age, I could eat anything I wanted, wouldn't gain an ounce. Now I have a chocolate shake and my ass jiggles for like a week. Enjoy your metabolism while you got it.
Metabolism?
Big Daddy.
How's it going, Travis?
Good. We're going to Denver today after this recording for a John Mulaney show at the Red Rocks Amphitheater. Is it amphitheater or amphitheater?
I've always pronounced it amphitheater, but you're right. It's spelled amphitheater.
Yeah.
Amphitheater.
Maybe
That's so awesome, though.
Yeah. Back to English class. Maybe we're just lazy and don't want to. It's harder than puh. Anyway, yeah. So we're really excited. It's Julia's birthday gift.
Happy birthday, Julia. Well, her birthday is next. What day is today?
It's in 13 days.
16th. Yeah.
I'm 2 weeks early.
Couple weeks.
Yeah.
Couple weeks.
So when
but
this
happy early. Oh yeah. Well, happy birthday, Julia. This is perfect timing.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Red Rocks Amphitheater?
No, but it's supposed to be amazing, and the pictures are gorgeous.
It looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear all about it.
We're excited. How's it going, Lauren?
It's going great. We're officially moving, well, in the process of moving to our new home. We started yesterday after work, and it was the first time I feel like I'd seen the house in a few weeks. So I'm like falling more in love with it as we start moving our stuff in, and I'm just like, I just feel so happy. Keely has been super anxious throughout the process because she has literally lived in this apartment her entire life. So this whole like putting her stuff in boxes has been very stressful for her. But we got to bring her over to the house yesterday and like let her unpack one of her own boxes. And then I think she's like starting to figure out like, oh, you're not getting rid of me. We're just like going somewhere else. So she seemed really excited about it, and she got to explore the house and go into the backyard and play around, and so hopefully she'll be a little less anxious now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
Yes, I'm very excited. What are we going to talk about today, Travis?
Well, I have been told my whole life, wait until you're 20 and your metabolism slows down. Then it was 25. Then it was 30. No one says it anymore to me. I'm 34 now. I'm still not overweight. I think they've given up on my metabolism slowing down. However, my metabolism has hit the brakes and accelerated it multiple times throughout my life. For instance, graduating college, undergrad, and going into sales, I gained 10 pounds in the first month because I still ate the same amount of food that I was in college. Turns out that driving doesn't burn near as many calories as being a waiter.
Total sense. Yeah.
And walking and riding a bike to school every day. Then when I left sales and went to grad school, I lost 20 pounds in the first semester. The only way I could keep my sanity at all in PT school was to go to the gym. So I would spend a lot of time, sometimes out of class when I was supposed to be there, in the gym, doing more cardio than I've ever done in my life. I lost so much weight that I pinched a nerve in my scapula on the right side, and it looked like I had Tourette's in class. Do you remember this?
I remember this very well because I sat next to you.
Yeah, I would just be sitting in class and suddenly throw a hard elbow to the back.
Yeah, I mean, you were a fidgety person anyway, but, like, that was next level for sure.
Yeah, you didn't want to be behind me. You might get knocked out. I was legitimately worried I had cancer. I'd never lost this much weight that quickly in my life. I was still working out, obviously. What really happened, though, was my metabolism kicked it up a notch with my increased gym time and short workouts between classes. So once I figured that out, once I figured out I didn't have cancer, I started eating 7,000 calories a day again and got back to my normal weight.
Yeah, I remember you trying to eat as much as you could and make like really calorie dense meals.
Yeah, remember Dr. DeRosa calling my table the buffet table?
It was. I mean, it was like your buffet table, and I was just sitting there, like.
Yeah.
But you
I
were
bring
always so sweet, and you would give me some of your food sometimes.
only the best fruit. I
So
had to
sweet.
share it when it was really good. Anyway, Lauren, what's metabolism?
Metabolism is the combination of all the chemical processes that allow an organism to sustain life. So, for humans, that basically includes conversion of energy from food into energy for life sustaining tasks such as breathing, circulating blood, building and repairing cells, digesting food, and eliminating waste. We have long believed that certain factors affect energy expenditure, such as age, sex, body mass, body composition, physical activity, and illness. And yet, the latest comprehensive study, which includes data from people all over the world, reveals surprising information about the timing of age related metabolism changes over the lifespan. So this was a really awesome study that was actually published in 2021 that included 6,421 participants, 64% of them female, between the ages of 8 days old and 95 years old from 29 countries around the world, which is a pretty good picture of like the general trend in
Yeah.
metabolism. The take home points of this study were that researchers discovered that there are 4 distinct periods of life as far as metabolism goes: neonates, which are 0 to 1 year olds, juveniles, which are 1 to 20 year olds, adults, which are 20 to 60 year olds, and older adults, which is greater than 60-year-old. Central to their findings was that metabolism differs for all people across those 4 distinct stages of life. So, in infancy, up until age 1, calorie burning is at its peak, accelerating until it is 50% above the adult rate. Then, from age 1 to about age 20, metabolism gradually slows by about 3% a year. And then from age 20 to 60, it holds pretty much steady that entire time, doesn't really change a whole lot. And then after age 60, it declines by about 0.7% a year.
This study counters the common belief that our metabolism inevitably declines during our adult lives. It appears that may not be true. Well, not until we're in our 60s anyway. They also found that there are no real differences between the metabolic rates of men and women after controlling for other factors. As might be expected, while the metabolic rate patterns hold for the population, of course, individuals vary. Some have metabolic rates 25% below the average for their age, and others have rates 25% higher than expected. But these outliers do not change the general pattern, which is reflected in the graphs showing trajectory of metabolic rates over the years. The changes in metabolism appear to reflect changes in organ size, physical activity, that's the big one I notice in my life, and cellular activity over the lifespan.
So, what can a person do to improve their metabolism? Well, evidence still supports eating a healthy, balanced diet consisting of primarily whole foods in the form of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Maintaining an active lifestyle with a goal of at least 150 minutes of physical activity a week, including strength training to increase or maintain lean muscle mass, because muscle burns more calories than fat tissue does. Getting adequate rest, which for most individuals is 7 to 8 hours of sleep daily. We did have an episode on sleep if you want to learn more about the breakdown of what age needs what amount of sleep. Managing stress through mindfulness, meditation, or other relaxing activities.
We did another episode before this study was ever even published, episode 19, on the societal misconceptions of aging. Similar to this episode, the evidence of massive degeneration throughout the years is wildly exaggerated. In that study, or in that episode, we went over several studies that found no major differences in intrinsic strength, activation, or firing rates of the muscles of healthy men and women at any age.
At any age. Yeah, these were some cool findings. Some other highlights from that episode were that strength training prevents cognitive decline. Elderly people can gain strength effectively with strength training. Strength training prevents falls. Strength training drastically reduces healthcare costs. One of our studies had showed that 10% reduction in societal strength loss is estimated to save 1.1 billion in healthcare costs. If you want to learn more about these studies, make sure to check out episode 19 in the show notes.
So in conclusion, blaming age for every problem from being overweight to mental deficits is the societal norm, and most of it seems to be a cop-out. It's not based on science. You are responsible for your physical and mental health. If you don't want to get old and fat, start exercising now.
So there's your challenge for the week.
That is the challenge. Lauren, great job today.
You too, Travis. Great job.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to listen to this episode of the Health and Happiness Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode and are getting benefits from our content.
If your life is improving in part due to the information in this podcast, we would greatly appreciate you sharing the episode with your family and friends on social media and leaving us a review so we can continue to reach more people and improve the health and happiness of the community at large.
Thanks again, and we will see you next week for another episode of the Health and Happiness Podcast.